Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the AJ Sports Podcast. It's your host, Ian, my boy Jay here.
What's up?
And today we're going to be talking about what is going on this January transfer window with managers. Notable managers, coaches, has left their clubs or have been fired. There has been 3, and today, this morning, I saw a notification that there's a 4th on the way. The
Who is it?
first one to go, Enzo Maresca from Chelsea, has left under dubious circumstances, but it was pretty much more of the idea that he kind of lost the locker room. The board don't want him. He wanted to be more than just a coach, and he decided to leave. And clearly, it was the dumbest idea I think Chelsea could have done, because you just lost your Europa Conference League winning champion, your Club World Cup manager champion. You lost somebody who clearly could have guided this young Chelsea squad to a future, and you're now down to, I will say, I don't really want to call him an interim manager, but more the idea of what can he do. And the reason why I say that, because I can't even say his last name. Oh boy, Liam
Rosenier.
Basically, the English guy who was more of the, I don't want to disrespect him, but the water boy all his career, leaves to the French league, doesn't do much, even though they're first place in the Conference League. It's the Conference League, and you're in the French league, and you have done nothing in your career to say that you have worth. You are willing to take this job. Again, before that, brother, he was the Derby coach, assistant coach, Hull, Strasbourg, and now Chelsea. Your career was nothing as well. In my opinion, this is just a yes man going into this squad, because Enzo Maresca was pushing the board. I want this. I need a new center back. I need this for the club because we want to progress. But Chelsea have confirmed that they do not care. They want this. They want Chelsea club to be run as a business, not as a football club. So with that, in my opinion, Chelsea have taken a huge step back. They're clearly now going to be suffering, because you go from a Pep Guardiola system, because that's what Enzo Maresca was, to a system that, in my opinion, is not beneficial, and you're going to see Chelsea struggle, as we saw them struggle against Arsenal. But for me, horrible decision. You should have kept Enzo Maresca. He might be the next Man City coach. That's how bad it's going to be. But for me, you should have kept him. Jay, what do you think?
Horrible decision. For me, they should have kept him too, because he won 2 very important titles.
Yeah.
And the last title that they won, it was the whole entire FIFA World Cup.
Club World Cup.
Oh yeah, World Cup, yeah. And that was very important.
Beating PSG.
Oh yeah, that is true. Beating the Champions League finalists. Winners too. And Chelsea, you guys are probably going down.
Not to that point.
You guys are going down, not entering the European leagues. I mean, European
Okay.
conference or the Europa League or the Champions League this year. Next year, maybe. But this year, not even close.
No, I don't agree. I don't agree with that whatsoever. Their squad is good enough to make it those, to get to European positions. Again, we talk about Chelsea Football Club. You are an 8th. Ooh. I might be retracting my statement.
Yeah,
but
retract your statement right now.
No. Look. If you really look at it, Brentford, in my opinion, they're going through a strong streak that isn't sustainable. The players that they have, in my opinion, aren't good enough to keep this streak. Villa, they might actually be doing it again. I believe they've gone on a 10-game unbeaten streak around there, so they might be doing stuff. I don't know about Newcastle. My Manchester United. We're gonna talk about Manchester United. I have no idea where we're going.
Oh, it's been years that you don't know where they're going.
But with one win, and everybody loses, they go up to fifth. That's how tight this European race is because Brentford in fifth have 33 points at the time of recording. If you really think about it, Spurs at 14 have a shot at 26 points. Even Bournemouth, I'm sorry, Spurs at 27, Bournemouth at 26. Like, Everton have a shot, Brighton, Crystal Palace. We'll talk about Crystal Palace. In my opinion, this is one of the teams that are going to suffer a lot. But clearly, I don't think Chelsea will go that bad, but I feel like they will suffer. We talked about Manchester United. Right now, Jay's smiling. He's laughing. He's clearly doing stuff that I'm clearly pissed off at. Rúben Amorim had decided to go. I believe he was fired. I think he was truly fired. What? Why do we do this now? The reason why I say this, why not fire him at the beginning of the season? Why not fire him when we lost to a team that was in the 4th division?
Oh yeah, you still remember about that.
I still remember that. We lost to a team that was combined value worth of probably a reserve player or an academy kid. That was their combined value.
Oh yeah, there's another team that we're going to talk about later on.
What is going on? We decided to fire him at the beginning of the January transfer window. We do not get the players we need. We still need, we could say we need a left back because Maswari, Dalo, Luke Shaw, Drogu, these players do not fit the Rúben Amorim system. We fire him. Oh well. We bring in an interim coach, it's Stephen Fletcher, which in my opinion, yay, right? At least he's not Rúben Amorim. We lose in the FA Cup. And guess what? We fire our interim coach to bring in another interim coach in Michael Carrick. Manchester United legend. A GOAT in our discussion. He's somebody who, if he played today, would be the first player on the team sheet in England. But sadly, he played during the golden generation of Paul Scholes, Frank Lampard, Steven Gerrard. But if he played in today, he would be one of the first player in the team sheet. He'd be playing next to Declan Rice with Jude Bellingham up front. But will he be the coach we need?
No. He's going to be gone probably at the end of the season.
I think he will too. Because now that a lot of coaches have been fired, we're talking about the coaches that have been fired. There are a couple out there who, in my opinion, will be better as the coach for now than Michael Carrick could be the next coach. But after a new tutelage. And please, play Kobe Mainu. Play our star boy. We need a midfielder right there. Why not Mason Mount, Bruno Fernandes, Kobe Mainu? Or Casemiro, Kobe Mainu, Bruno Fernandes. Clearly, that midfield could work. Why not play that? And if we're going to play Michael Carrick, if you're going to play the system like that, play a back four. No more back threes. No more back fives. Play the system we need. Because clearly, Manchester United have not been playing well.
So for so many years they haven't played well.
And again, we're trying to play as if we're still the top guys. We're trying to play as if we're still at the Fergie era.
You guys are now the top guys. What actually United needs to do is get rid of those owners who are Tampa Bay owners.
Doy.
Tampa Bay Buccaneers owners. they don't know nothing about soccer anymore. And they have to get new owners, sell the team already.
In my opinion, we need to do a full Arsenal reboot. Get rid of everybody from the previous generation. This is the thing. People are still holding out the Fergie era style of coaching and training and all that stuff, which is horrible. That style was good 10 years ago. More than 10 years ago. And yet, we're still holding on to this sliver of what we used to be. And we need to be like Arsenal, except that we're trash, except that we're horrible, except that we need players from the academy, young players, and we need to stick by a coach who has a winning mentality and a winning system in order to move forward. And he needs to be young. That's the only way, in my opinion, Manchester United could get rid of this filth, this poison that has been going on since Fergie left.
All right, next team that we're going to talk about.
Still trash Manchester United. Next team. And I'm going to start laughing now because I see Real Madrid's downfall. You got rid of Xabi Alonso. You got rid of Xabi Alonso after Barcelona beat you in the Supercopa. What type of dumb idiots, dumb decisions can Florentino Perez do when you got rid of a young coach, in my opinion, who probably could go to Manchester United, be the coach of Manchester United? I'd rather take him. So I trust him in the system to be in Manchester United. Just don't play a 5-back. Please don't play a 5-back. But you decided, Florentino, you decided to trust the players who have no loyalty to Real Madrid.
None of them.
Rather than your club legend, who decided to forego all of the offers from around the world to join you and one cup final, and deciding to pick the players over the manager. You got the result when you brought in Arbeloa. You lost to a second division team who has nobody. Their most notable player was an injured Vallejo, your former center back, who celebrated and started crying off the pitch, brother. Do you know how bad you have to screw up to decide I'd rather back Mbappe? I'd rather back Vinicius Jr. I knew Xabi Alonso was going to leave when the video came out of Xabi Alonso telling the players, we need to give the guard the honor to the Supercopa champion. And Mbappe told Xabi Alonso, shut up, you're not in charge, get the hell out of here, we're not doing that stuff. That is where I saw that Xabi Alonso did not deserve to be there, and he realized, what am I doing here? All these are prima donnas, selfish, ignorant, self-entitled, horrible human beings and football players. Because as good as Mbappe is, you can tell you need to get rid of a cancerous person like him, because he is, his actual human trait is he's a sore loser and he thinks about himself and himself only.
There's a reason why in Paris, guess how many players left, like top elite players left Paris just because of this player? Angel Di Maria, Messi, Diego Silva, Neymar, who else? Keylor Navas, Verratti. There's a lot of important, key, top level stars in Paris left because of one player, just because he's damn selfish. And with that, I feel like Real Madrid, you need to have a coach that could support this moron.
No, not even that. They don't need a coach. They clearly show that they don't want a coach. They just want somebody to say yes and let the stars be stars. Guess what? It didn't work for the Galacticos. How many Champions Leagues did they win?
0.
How much of that super team that you have, how much success did they really have? It wasn't until you got rid of the Galacticos and you let the players be players. In my opinion,
I think they won, I don't know, maybe like 4 titles,
but
maybe?
their goal was the Champions League. And they
Yeah.
didn't win it. There's a reason why Ronaldo Nazario did not win a Champions League. Beckham being there's a reason why he wanted to leave so soon. When you have a bunch of toxic people, again, shout out to Kit Wilson, you have a bunch of toxic personalities at a club. There's no way you can succeed if they think they're above the club, because clearly the pecking order is your players, you're down here. You're at the bottom of the triangle. There's the manager, then there's the owner. And in between that is the trainer, who is right in between the manager and the player. There's the trainers, and there's of course the executives and stuff before the owner. But for some reason, Real Madrid decided we're putting the manager at the bottom tier. I think they're below the janitors. And you put the players right next to the owner. That system has not worked. There's a reason why you lost every single title to Barcelona last year. And this year, we're starting the new cycle.
It's going to be exactly the same. They're not going to win the Champions League this year.
They're losing the league title. You're out of the Supercopa to a second division side. So you lost the Copa del Rey. You lost the Copa del Rey. You just lost the Supercopa. You're now in second place in La Liga, in the title, in the league title.
They're in 7th or 8th place in Champions League.
7th, 8th in Champions League, and guess what? Nobody gives them credit. Just because they're Real Madrid, they have a chance. But if it was their squad, their form, whatever they're at right now, they wouldn't be anywhere near it. So Xabi Alonso, I commend you for actually standing your ground, saying, if I am the manager, if I am the coach, I need to have the respect, and the players should respect me. If the players aren't going to do that, they're going to be divas, horrible personalities, do what they want, I'm not going to be here. What's the point?
This is a coach with
dignity. He's standing up. He's saying, bro, look at you and look at me. I want this many Champions Leagues. I want this many league titles. I am a way better player than any of them. Xabi Alonso's... Wait, I just hit the mic. Xabi Alonso's a way better player than all of them. But because of this new era, you empowered the players so much that they're willing to disrespect the coach. Nowhere near.
This new era is going to be dangerous in every type of sport, just because of social media and the money.
What we're seeing in the NBA. We're seeing in the NBA. We're seeing in the NFL. Now we're seeing it in the top stars here in football. It shows that if you give too much power to the players and they think that they're above the club, you will not succeed. We saw it with John Morant in the NBA. We're seeing with Mbappe now. We saw it with Antonio Brown when he started doing his diva stuff. You gave him the power. The only reason he won it was he went with the best player ever to play the goddamn sport in Tom Brady. But when he tried anywhere else, guess what? Blackball out of the league. That's how it should be.
We need to have less divas and more men playing the sport.
Not even that. We need owners, managers with balls. If you're going to be that disrespectful, rescind the contract, you get no money. And you're no longer allowed to play at this club. That's how it should be. To show as an example that anybody who ever dares to disrespect the manager, who decides that they're above the system, they're above the pecking order, there's consequences. That's how it should be. Well, guys, thank you guys so much for listening. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hear my rant again about Manchester United. What do you guys think? Please tell me your comments. What do you guys think in the comments down below? Please like and subscribe. Thank you guys so much, and goodbye.